Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new mini-series. It's called If I Was Manager, and today we are looking at PSG. So the premise of the save and the episodes are pretty much based on if I was manager of PSG, what would I do? What tactics would I play? What systems would I implement? What kind of press would we do, etc. I've tried to not do it based around what the match engine likes, because we all know the match engine likes a very high press, with urgent pressing, high line of engagement, that sort of thing. So I've tried to do it based on what PSG should do. If you've got any other ideas for teams, I'm maybe thinking Arsenal, because they're in absolute shambles at the moment. Arsenal would be a good idea for an episode. Let me know down in the comments. Now, this is similar to other stuff that people have put out. I know RDF's putting out stuff based on teams. He's doing it based on what Tuchel could play. I think he's doing one with PSG as well based on what Pochettino would play. I'm doing this based on if I was manager and my decisions. Okay, so I've played pre-season, played through a tactic that I thought would work, and at the start of the season I gave it a right tweak, and then from that the results have been pretty good. Now there's a tactic link down below, so if you want to go and check out that and bring it to yours, I think it's a good tactic. Look, it's PSG, you can win with most tactics, but at the start of the season we did struggle. The main thing PSG have got to get right this year, I think, is how they press. With Neymar, Mbappe and Messi, they've got three players there who are reluctant and are not necessarily very good at pressing. So a really high press, I don't think, would work with PSG this season. So we've gone off that. I think we've even got just a standard line of engagement. So yeah, we'll go through everything. We'll get the best out of Messi, fingers crossed, and I'll show you how I've done. Now, I've done part playing, part simulating. So I played all of pre-season, the first 7 or 8 league games, then simulated up until about May time, and then did sort of like the end of the season stuff as well, just to see how the tactic was performing. All right, let's get into today's episode. Smash a like on today's video for me, muchly appreciated. Subscribe if you're new. As I said, let me know down in the comments what other teams you would like to see me take over, do some tactics with, and play out one season with. Put them down in the comments. All right, boys, so here is the first tactic. Now, this is the tactic. Forget about Herrera playing ball playing defender on cover. This is kind of the tactic that I started with. And I just thought, look, Messi is probably going to play kind of coming in off the right a little bit, but he's not going to be stuck out on this right-hand side. He's also at the age where what is he now, 33? He's not necessarily going to be playing as an inside forward. I think those days are over. So you're looking at kind of like a Trequartista or a advanced playmaker. So that was one thing that I wanted to bear in mind. The other thing was the line of engagement, where obviously with these three, yes, FM will do it, and if you do a high press, pressing with these three will no doubt be fine. But in real life, PSG have got a problem, I think, with how they set themselves up and where they do their press from, because these three either won't do it or can't do it. There's a little bit of both. They have really low numbers into Neymar and Mbappe in particular last year in terms of pressing the ball and winning possession in the final third. Messi as well, he kind of just floats about. So I needed to bring in a little defensive solidity. So I thought, right, let's go with the back three, because they've got Marquinhos, Ramos, who's the other one? Kimpembe, all players that can play in there. And I just found we were a little bit too defensive. We weren't necessarily dominating the games as much as what I thought we would. So we have changed to this, and this is the tactic that I have been playing for pretty much from October all the way through to the end of the season, and it's worked pretty well. Now, what I have done, we've still kind of got the three at the back, but what I've done is I've brought Bernat back, mainly because we're not going to get much defensively out of Neymar. The key is that we really wanted to push Hakimi. Hakimi is fantastic going forward, so I thought, let's have him starting higher up. We've got Bernat, who's still going to get forward. He'll still get round on the overlap, but obviously he's not as attacking as Hakimi. He's starting a little bit deeper, so we might be able to build from the back a little bit better as well with having three at the back. I then decided, look, they've got a good range of central midfielders. Herrera, Verratti, Wijnaldum that are in there. We've also got Pereira, Paredes, Idrissa Gueye as well. So 6 midfielders. And I think with them 3 up front, the three attacking players were going to kind of struggle. We may just, if we went with a 4-2-3-1, I just thought we'd be a little bit overloaded in midfield because we're not getting much defensively from the front three. So we've got a deep line playmaker on defend, central midfielder in Wijnaldum, and an attacking playmaker in Verratti. I have been playing Paredes there more, but Paredes was tired for the last game, so that's why he's in there. Neymar can still do a brilliant job as an inside forward. Mbappe, I thought it was important to have someone who would stretch the play as much as possible. We've got Icardi, who's a very good backup as well. So I did think having Mbappe who would work off the shoulders of defenders, run into channels. We can hit him a little bit quicker as well, hit teams on the break with his pace, I thought was important. And then the main one was Messi. Now, I've brought him off the right-hand side. He is sort of like on the right side, but not really playing out in these wide areas. I thought it was key to have him in the middle of the pitch and have him in these areas rather than in wide areas. What it does is that we do then get a really good overlap with Hakimi going around the side. Messi's in there as a Trequartista. I thought it was quite realistic because, to be fair, we've the personal instruction we've got for him is shoot more often because obviously we want him scoring goals. But I think the advanced play just gets him to hold his runs a little bit. We want him doing a little bit more than playmaking, and I think the Trequartista is more well suited to him. Roam from position, take more risks. Still moves around into channels, which he will do. He'll just roam around the pitch, get on the ball as much as possible. We've got shoot more often, which obviously if you do an advanced playmaker, you don't tend to do that as much. And then obviously, as the Trequartista says, while similar to the advanced playmaker names, it drops into holes between the opposition midfield and defence. The Trequartista does far less defensively and drifts around looking for space when the team is not in position. I kind of see Messi doing that a lot more. As such, the rest of the team needs to carry him defending, but use him as the main outlet when attacking. It just smells of Lionel Messi, that. And the Trequartista is only available in attack. So that's what we've done. I am the Trequartista, the FM Trek. I always get hammered for not using Trequartistas more, and it's worked pretty well when I show you the stats. So there it is. That's the basis on the team. I've kept everything else pretty simple now. Positive mentality. I decided not to go an absolute overkill because I am trying to just try and keep hold of the ball. They're going to play against low blocks a little bit. I didn't want to go too attacking too early. We have got passing to space on, just that I thought that when we get the opportunity to clip a ball into the channels, Neymar's still very good on the game in terms of his pace and stuff. So clipping a ball in the left, clipping a ball into the channels as well for Mbappe to chase. I thought that was good. Playing out of defence because that's what they'll do with players like Marquinhos and Ramos. Shorter passing. Going to be playing against a low block a lot of the time, so it's probably going to be trying to work through two defensive maybe blocks of 4 and a 5, and then the tempo is going to be high. They're going to have to move the ball around quickly, especially once again playing against teams with low blocks. They're going to have to be able to move them around quickly, so a higher tempo is in, never time wasting obviously, and low crosses just into the box, just because it's Mbappe in the middle. He's not one for sort of like scoring many goals with his head, so I thought them little runs to the near post, cutbacks, that sort of stuff made maybe more appropriate to what PSG would do. In transition, we've just got, I've not done counter press. Now, the idea is I've not done counter press is because I don't see the front three doing the counter press in real life very well. So I've just left it on. I think they will press when they instantly lose possession, potentially, as an individual. So if Mbappe loses the ball, he may go chase it for a little bit. But I can't see them three working defensively as a trio, as a group. So I've just left that off as a counter press. But I have put counter on, obviously, because that's naturally what they're going to do. I've got distribute to fullbacks. I wanted to get the ball out to Bernat, get the ball out to Hakimi in particular as quickly as possible. Take short kicks. And then out of possession, we've got get stuck in on. We've got players like Verratti, Herrera, Idrissa Gueye, Danilo, all guys that like to press Ramos, Marquinhos. It's a little bit of a personal preference, but I have got that one on. Pressing, I've put slightly more urgent. I could have gone more urgent because of the midfield trio that you have in there, and them three will definitely hunt the ball down. But then, as I said, the front three are not going to do that. So I thought the middle ground between pressing less and pressing more was just slightly more, and seeing if you can get a little bit of a tune defensively out of maybe Mbappe in particular leading the line. With defensive width, we're forcing them out wide. We want crosses into the box. I always find that's a good way to go. Stay nice and solid down the middle. I thought that's as well what PSG might do. They might, as a defensive shape, rather than having Neymar and Messi going and pressing and hunting, I think they may just ask them, Pochettino may just ask them just to fill gaps and to sit in a little bit and make the pitch a little bit more narrower. That's what I think he may do rather than asking them to press and counter-press. And then the defensive line, we've just gone for higher. I didn't want to do an absolute overkill. I think naturally PSG will find themselves in the attacking third as much as possible anyway. So having a higher line rather than when they lose possession dropping off, I thought that was a sensible idea. And then obviously with players of sort of like Ramos when he's fit, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, Hakimi, the fullbacks are all pretty sharp. Higher line is probably going to be the natural way Pochettino as well will want to play, and it was the way I think it would work, pressing high, but then once again not having the front three kind of doing a poor job of pressing. The worst thing you can do is having a counter pressing and having players that are not good enough that can or won't do it, and then teams finding it easy to break through the press. So we've got a standard line of engagement, but a higher defensive line, and then hopefully there Donnarumma will be at the edge of his box sweeping up. That is the tactic. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Tactic link as well down there. All right, but you want to see how the tactic has performed over the course of the season. Right, so first of all, we won the Liga with 97 points. We drew 7 games. We scored 101 goals, 22 conceded. We lost 1 game at Marseille. Now, that was the second game of the season. If we look on the fixtures, it was the second game of the season. So that was playing the initial 3-4-3 that I'd set up. We've had some crazy results in there. There's a few 6-1s. But as the season got on, we had a bit of a run here. But I did do a little bit of resting of players because we had a Champions League final to play in and Champions League semi-finals. So I wanted to make sure that we were fit enough, because what I did was when I holidayed it and set the team up, I set the team up to play certain players in positions. So a lot of players like Messi, Neymar, a lot of the players were absolutely knackered. Most of them have played over 50 games this season. So we won the league pretty comfortably in the end. We won the Champions League. Now, we didn't play very well in the Champions League. We got absolutely battered by Liverpool. They scored in the 76th minute, and then Mbappe went down the other end, 90 plus 3 to win it for us. We had a lot of players that were struggling fitness-wise, needed resting and stuff like that. We lost the Coupe de France, which was a shame. I didn't get a chance to play in that. That was a simulated one, so we didn't play in that. And then we've won the Trophée des Champions, which I imagine is that like I imagine that's probably the Super Cup. So a kind of a treble. But statistics-wise, there's some really good numbers. In particular, Mbappe, who really struggled at the start of the season. Okay, so here we are now. Average ratings. There's the players that have only just got above a 7. Appearance-wise, Donnarumma, Marquinhos, Messi, Ramos all played 58, which I imagine is probably the total amount of games we've played as a team this season. Minutes played as well. Donnarumma's probably played every single minute. Marquinhos, Ramos, Messi managed to get in 4,626 minutes. Goals, Kylian Mbappe, 56 in 52. A brilliant turnaround because he really struggled at the start of the season and he got an injury and missed maybe a couple of games. He probably missed a month of games in around sort of like October time. So really chuffed that he came into his own as the season went on. Neymar got 30 goals in 57 games with 14 assists. Lionel Messi got 19 goals as a Trequartista and 21 assists. Really good return. Yes, it is Messi, but I'm really happy that a Trequartista role has proven to be pretty fruitful in terms of numbers in the Trequartista role. So I'm chuffed about that. Interestingly as well, one of the main attacking threats was Hakimi. He got 21 assists from that right wing-back role as well. 15, no goals, but 15 in the league, 5 in the Champions League. What a player. Said he's vital, I think, from this year, especially if they're going to be playing Messi sort of like off the right flank a little bit. Having him going forward and getting round that and acting as pretty much a right winger is going to be absolutely key for PSG this season. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching. As I said, let me know your comments down below. Let me know if you'd like to see me do any other tactics. As I said at the start, this is not what Pochettino would do. This is what FM Trek would do. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Tactic link down below. If you do use it, jump in my Discord. Let me know how you have got on with it, or let me know down in the comments. I think it defensively structured really well for you as well, having sort of like them 3 defenders back there, deep line playmaker just to sit in front, and then the attacking trio of inside forward, advanced forward, and Trequartista. I think will score you goals no matter who you are. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. See you later.